You ever notice how when people create videos, they almost always start off with, "Hey, how you doing?" and then immediately go into it without giving you time to answer? It's kind of annoying. That's just me. That said, hey, how you doing? This is Mark, and I'm going to be going into showing you how to take a MIDI track from Addictive Drums or Easy Drummer or Superior Drummer and isolate one item from it and replace that with a sample of your choice. So I've got a program, I've got a Reaper up, and I've got a song called Gone loaded up into it. Heavy bass song. Now if you can hear the snare there is kind of weak sounding. What I'd like to do is fold in a little bit more of a hard snare. So what I'm going to do is click on the snare track, and you'll see there's actually nothing in it. It's just that it's receiving the channel from Addictive Drums. Right click that and go to Render Freeze Tracks. From then go to Render Tracks to Mono Stems, click it, and wait a moment while it goes through the entire channel or the entire song and pulls out the snare hits. Now you have a large wave file, which is nothing but the snare hits. It depends on the bleed that you have. I've got my bleed turned all the way off. Highlight the wave file, right click it, go down to Item Processing, and then Dynamic Split Items. Make sure that the only thing at split points is when gate opens, and click Split. At this point, it's split it on each hit of the snare. We'll get rid of the trash here in the beginning, and then highlight the entire track. With all of those selected, then we'll go up to View, Media Explorer, and then go down and select the sample that you want. In this case, the Browning snare, a little bit harder than the snare that I've got for Addictive Drums. Right click the sample and then say Use as Media Source for Selected Items. Click that and you'll see how this has changed to stereo. We now have in here snare stem with the stereo wave file of the snare in there. I can then go back to mixer, turn that down, unmute the snare so I'm back to getting kind of that weak process snare, and I'm going to throw in another process snare, but it's a little heavier. So and now we've got a much more powerful sounding snare, and that's all there is to it really. You can mute the original snare MIDI channel and just go for the powerful snare, or you can just put them together. That works for kick drums, for anything that you want to replace in there. I'm going to be going back and replacing the toms a little bit myself later on because I need something deeper. Thanks for watching.